Well, it's a beautiful day, fortunately, and well, I feel compelled to do another video. One way to just put my thoughts out there, memories, things that I think about. There's a lot of things that trouble me sometimes, but first of all, I want to make it very clear that I am not depressed, okay? I'm puzzled about a lot of things. I'm concerned about a lot of things. I'm pissed off about a lot of things, but I'm not depressed. I'm still optimistic no matter what happens in my life. I love life. I don't love everything that happens in life. Things within my control and things outside of my control. And I don't like being manipulated by those outside of my sphere of influence. I fucking hate to be manipulated or undermined. And that includes family members. Hey, if they, because I think and I say a lot of things that quite honestly, most people have never even thought about. And if they have, they're scared shitless to say anything to anyone for fear of what might happen. Or that they won't be accepted, or that, oh, fuck all of that. Or because I don't worship money. See, I don't worship money. I don't give a fuck about money. I care about it only to the degree that I need it, for whatever I need it for. But I don't live to get money. I'm not interested in that lie, that pursuit. You have it's disturbing to me that the U.S. is people in the United States value life, or how successful our country is by the amount of money that they make, and that this is the measuring stick by how they judge success. God, how fucking pathetic is that? That this is the measuring stick of whether or not life is successful or not, is if you're making a lot of money. Or if you're... How pathetic is that? When 5.6 billion people live on $2 or less a day. And here in the United States, people are consumed by the almighty carrot Federal Reserve note, promissory note to pay you at a future date that never arrives. Debt slavery, basically. Sometimes I have people, I swear to God, that they, I have people that come up around me and every one of them will start talking about how they're schizophrenic, or they're this, or they're PTSD, or they're this. Well, and you know what? Maybe they are, but sometimes I get the impression like they're saying it around me directly to try to, I don't know, kind of like, when somebody asks you if you feel well today, and 20 people ask you, and they look at you kind of funny when you say, yeah. Well, you don't look well. Pretty soon, after about the 10th, 12th person, you're going, well, fuck, I better go look in the mirror and see if there's something wrong with me. That's a very subtle form of manipulation. And people do it. Hey, law enforcement does it. The mental health community does that. Okay? I mean, I don't care how well-intentioned they are. The idea is that, if someone is suffering from schizophrenia, they don't know that they're schizophrenic. But they forget to tell you that that's a genetic disease. They don't tell you about all of the other maladies that a person can suffer from that are caused by your environment growing up. Because then you wouldn't be responsible for your behavior, and they can't have that, see. I've met women that suffered from D.I.D, dissociative identity disorder. I know they did. One I would talk to her on the phone, and I would swear to God I was talking to somebody else. I'm like, this can't be fucking her. I mean, She sounds completely different over the phone. I mean, her whole character changes. Like somebody just, like, I don't know, she got a twin sister or something. And clearly she had been previously abused as a child. She had told me about that previously, but I never put two and two together like that. I didn't really think about to look it up in a DSM, and take a look at it. I never thought about that. I have since that time, and I'm convinced that she's got D.I.D, man. She's not schizophrenic or split personality. She's got D.I.D. I've met a number of women like that. And I know that I live in a country where you cannot trust your government. Your government is a fucking piece of shit. Out to fuck people over every time. Any chance it gets. And those at the levers of control, hey, that might sound paranoid to some. That's because you, my friend, are in a fucking delusion, okay? You think that everything's cool in life because it's not happening to you at the moment. But when it begins to start happening to you because you've peered over the ledge and you've taken a look what's really going on underneath everything. Oh, you'll be pissing down your fucking leg, okay? Secret societies. Hey, look, I don't know. Check out John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign advisor, and look at all the sick, perverted fucking shit those people are into, huh? What the fuck, folks? Are you people so goddamn scared that you'd allow those people to run roughshod over you? People in the FBI, CIA, you guys are fucking pathetic, okay? Well, we have laws and we can't just do whatever we want. Yes, you can, motherfucker, okay? Yes, you can, especially when you know that you got them. You got evidence, hardcore evidence, boom, right there. And just because your supervisor doesn't want to deal with it. But like I said, you can't trust the United States government. You can't. Can't trust those in control. You should know that by now. Bunch of lying motherfuckers, okay? Look into the, when you see a lot of your presidents are involved in Freemasonry. Oh, yeah, look at them. George Washington, Franklin Roosevelt, look throughout the presidential history. And then look into what Freemasonry is. And then look into what the Illuminati is currently, and was in the beginning. The information is out there if you begin to look in those areas. Oh, and then the psychological community calls you paranoid. Oh, now you're paranoid. Delusional. Well, no, these are real organizations that exist, and they are at the levels of power. At the levers of power, not level, and levels, I guess, but at the levers of power. It's disturbing as fuck. If you don't believe in God, you'll want to believe in God. And then you'll be pissed off at God that he's letting it all happen. And you're like this hockey puck that's being pounded back and forth all over the fucking place. So I don't know, there's a lot of different issues. But these are the kinds of things that I find extremely disturbing. God damn, they're noisy sometimes. Shh. So, I don't know. These are just some of my thoughts. I began thinking about different women that I've known that had problems in these areas. I began thinking about, even my own childhood, how abusive my parents were. And how I didn't deserve those events to take place. How my brothers didn't deserve those events to take place. There's nothing they could ever have done that could have ever warranted those kinds of behaviors from my parents. Primarily my father, who was a real bastard at times. Beyond bastard, okay? I don't even know what you would call him. A very sick individual. A very disturbed man deep down inside. A very disturbed man deep down inside. But hey, you know, like a lot of people in this country, people have problems. My dad sought his solution in a bottle of alcohol. And he drank himself to death, eventually. That was his end, along with cancer. Oh well. Nobody gets out alive. But you would hope, you know, with I don't know, you know, some intervention by God Almighty that you could live a good life, a decent life. But I gotta tell you, in a lot of ways, it pretty much makes you feel pretty much abandoned. You know, and then the psychological community, and you know, there's just a whole lot of that psychobabble out there too. But yet there are those mental health professionals that are very genuine about their efforts and sincere. And it's not psychobabble to them. Some of it is, and they know what that is. But you know, if you live in the United States and you're under the impression that this is the land of the free and the home of the brave, you're severely fucking deluded, okay? You live in fucking fantasy land. And that is the State of the Union. So, I don't give a fuck what President Trump says or doesn't say. Fuck. He knows. He's not fucking stupid. So anyway, I don't really give a fuck about presidents anyway. It's not like, you know, they're some great fucking people that walk on water. Okay? Fuck. I mean, you know, look down through the line. You know, the only thing I will say though is I'm grateful that man is president over that sadistic, evil woman Hillary Clinton. You know, that's actively participating in Satanist and satanic rituals and holy fuck. You know, pay for play and all kinds of fucked up shit. That woman's just fucking demented. So and I seriously stand corrected, because I genuinely believed that those in control, those at the very highest peaks of power in the world, were going to install that fucking beast as president in the United States. I really believed that. I am shocked that did not happen. Thankfully shocked. I'm glad to be wrong about that. So I just wanted to make that clear. So this is my first video for today, and I'm going to do another one here in a couple minutes. So I just wanted to make that point very clear. So I realize some of my thoughts may appear to be random, or they may be random. I don't really give a fuck, okay? It's just my therapy session. Okay, I do my own therapy sessions for myself. And if you benefit from them, great. And if you don't, hey, I'm sorry for you, man. Tough shit. Don't listen.